What is going on, YouTube? So coming back today with my next NFL draft scouting report. So done with Jalen Ramsey, Ezekiel Elliott, and Derrick Henry so far, and today I've got Vernon Hargreaves. So my opinion, the second best corner in the draft. I think he'll probably be the second corner off the boards also. So getting a little bit of his background information and stats. So he's a 5'10", 205-pound corner out of Florida. He's from Tampa, and he is declaring as a junior. Last year, he was able to bring down 3 interceptions, and I don't think any turnovers besides that. None of them returned for touchdowns, I don't think. No. So get into his strengths. First one, he's good in man and zone coverage. He's a guy that is probably, I'd say, the second most versatile corner in the draft. Jalen Ramsey's so versatile, it's hard to say that Vernon Hargreaves is more, but you can plug him into really any scheme you want to, as long as you have him playing corner, maybe about 5 or 10 yards off. I think he's going to fit in well to really any situation. Let me adjust the camera real quick. But second strength is he's smart. He's got good instincts also. Actually, to a fault at some points. He developed great at Florida. Like, Florida's a very underrated college for cornerbacks. They got another guy coming up right now, Jalen Tabor, who I think is just as good, maybe a little bit worse, but at least right now. But they've been producing corners pretty well right now. And, I like what Vernon Hargreaves can bring to the table for any team. I think his skill set translates extremely well to the NFL because of his instincts, which leads into the next one, which is he's got good hands and good ball skills. Not the greatest, I need to pull up his combine information, but not the greatest vertical in the world. I know that sometimes he can play a little bit small, and sometimes the ball skills don't really shine through because sometimes jump balls that it seems like he should win are a little bit 50-50. But he does have very good hands. He can bring you down anywhere from 3 to 6 interceptions a year, which obviously is very good. He about a 39-inch vertical, so not terrible, but compared to a Jalen Ramsey, about a 42-inch. He's got a little bit of an edge there. And then he's also got about a 4.5 40. So the measurables aren't there as much as some of the more athletic corners in the draft. He's not the most athletic corner, but to say that that's not athletic is still giving him, or is still kind of shorting him a little bit. Like I said, he pulled down 3 interceptions this past year, which honestly, for how little he was thrown to, that's not very bad. Florida's defense was extremely good. To me, he was the leader of that defense. Granted, it had a lot of talented players between Antonio Morrison, Jalen Tabor, Keanu Neal, Jonathan Bullard. There were so many good players on that defense. So, fourth strength is he's good against the run. Like I said, he is a pretty versatile corner. He can be a very good tackler at times. Maybe not the best tackler in the draft at cornerback, but still good against the run. He can read plays very well, and like I said, with his instincts, he's good at closing plays and finding the ball carrier. So fifth strength is good character and high upside. Like I said, he's developed extremely well at Florida. I think he's a guy that will develop or can continue his development even more in the NFL. I believe he is only 21 years old, so he's more on the young side of things for players entering the draft. Like I said, the heart and soul of that Florida defense. He was, like I said, I think their biggest leader. He's got great character. I think he's a guy that can kind of lead by example and teammates can rally around. All right, so get into some of his weaknesses. So not too many, but the first one is, I mentioned this earlier, he plays small sometimes. Like I said, not the greatest vertical in the draft, not by any means the worst, but sometimes he loses jump balls that he should win. It seems like sometimes he just doesn't get the right launch off the ground. Sometimes it might just be timing. I don't know. I don't really think it's timing. I think it's just, I think he can add an inch or two to the vertical. I think that's a very good possibility. And at 5'10", he's not the biggest corner either. So second one is he's an inconsistent closer and tackler. So like I said, he's got good instincts, but he's not the fastest guy in the world. He's also not the strongest guy in the world. And sometimes he just looked like he was making arm tackles and like guys get through him that he really shouldn't have. And third weakness is he gives up separation at times to faster receivers deep. Now, this is a common thing just among all corners. When you're playing a fast receiver, they get a good jump on you. Sometimes it's easy to beat deep. Now, I mentioned this about Jalen Ramsey, too. Both of them have had trouble with it at times, but Jalen Ramsey is a little bit faster than Vernon Hargreaves, runs about 0.1 second faster, 40. And like I said, Vernon Hargreaves, not the fastest corner in the world. So get into some of his NFL projections. Last mock draft, I believe I had him going number 11. Yeah, number 11 to the Chicago Bears, which I think is the best fit for him right now because I know the Dolphins traded down. Now, I do think the Dolphins are still a great fit for him. They did release Brent Grimes, and they need a corner to build around for the future. I think it's a good matchup, or I think it's a good match between Florida kid and getting to stay in Miami. And then I was saying that. Sorry about that. I was thinking the Giants before they went out and signed Janoris Jenkins, but the Jaguars and the Giants, two of the bigger suitors for Vernon Hargreaves, a couple months ago did fill their needs at corners by the Jaguars signing Prince Amukamara and then the Giants signing Janoris Jenkins. So, like I said, I like the fit at 11 to the Bears. I think that if he does end up sliding that far, then I don't think he makes it out of the top 13. I don't think there's any way. I think if the Dolphins still have him there at 13, then they're going to get him. So, for me, I see Vernon Hargreaves being a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. I think he will translate. Like I said, I think his skill set translates extremely well to the NFL. I think originally he was kind of seen as tied for the number one corner between him and Jalen Ramsey coming at the end of the college football season, and Jalen Ramsey has shown through as the more versatile player and better athlete. But like I said, I see Vernon Hargreaves as maybe being a 3 to 4 interception guy as a rookie. I'm not going to say he's going to be like a Marcus Peters, but I think he does have that potential to bring that many interceptions in and have that big of an impact as a rookie. I think that cornerback is one of the most underestimated positions in the NFL right now. Again, more passing heavy league now. Corner, while it is one of the most high paid, is still one of the most overlooked positions when you're just talking about the media and the public eye. You need 2 or 3 good corners to be able to be a successful defense, especially in the NFL nowadays. So that pretty much does it. I will be coming back later today since I did not get my 2 scouting reports in yesterday. I got a little busy, but I will be doing Carson Wentz later today, so it should be an interesting one to do there. But like I said, if you've not checked out the last 3 I've done, I'll post a link to the entire playlist in the description below, as well as having the last 2 scouting reports in the outro. So that's pretty much it. It's the one I am doing today. So a little bit of background information, stats for Jalen Ramsey. He's a 6'1", 210-pound cornerback. Was a senior out of Florida State, hometown Smyrna, I think that's right, Tennessee. So some of his better strengths